Yo, bro, I didn't even know I could do this. First off, slick little new setup, just a little bit. New equipment, trying to fill it out. I think I like it. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into the video. Okay, so boom. We've gotten cause and effect, polarity, gender, vibration. And for this fifth one, we got two more after this. We're gonna get into the principle of mentalism. So really, this is the first one. I really should have started with this one, but we kind of already touch on it. We kind of already talk about this without directly just naming what it is. But yeah, the principle of mentalism. Let's get into it. So the principle states that the all is mental. All that we experience is from the mental plane, quite literally. Our perception on life, ourselves, quite literally everything we're looking at came from the mental plane. So if that's not making sense, let me just say some analogies or say some examples. But take this building for example, really this entire place, like a mall, a building, anything, this phone that you're watching me through, YouTube, this car, everything, you, me, literally was a thought first. We was a thought, bro. Everything that we're looking at, everything that we're experiencing came from the mental plane and started all as a thought, right? One little particle. This phone was someone's idea. This car was someone's idea. The buildings that we see, someone's idea. The businesses, someone's idea. Everything we're looking at is quite literally thoughts. We're looking at tangible thoughts. We're looking at materialized thoughts. So think back to my example on just how matter is, and gas, liquid, solid. It literally works like that. So solid being the 3D plane, being what we actually experience last. Like I said, it's the delayed plane. It didn't just happen once it became a solid. It was already going through the process before. The principle of mentalism is basically the gaseous stage. It's like that. The steam, the particles just going all around. Like that's basically the principle of mentalism at work. Boom. So, with that being said, let's get into how this really shows up in our life and how we can use this all for our better and not the worst type. Okay, so boom. One, I want to talk about hive minds and the collective mind, because although we all have our own mind, don't get me wrong, you have your own mind, I have my own mind, but we all are one, okay? There are not two powers. It is, as far as illusionary, on a 3D plane it is, but outside of this third dimensional plane, there is one power. So within that one power, there is one mind, and in this one mind, literally all things, all possibilities, all endings, all beginnings, everything you can ever think of to ever happen ever exists in this mind. And we quite literally have access to this mind because we are a part of it. You know what I'm saying? We are literally we are take a bowl of soup, right? A big old bowl of soup. You know what I'm saying? It got this and it got this and it got this, vegetables, seasonings, da 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 da. We are literally a spoonful of that big old pot of whatever soup that is. But because we are a spoonful of that pot, that will mean we're not a part of it. You know what I'm saying? We're just in the spoon, but we still contain all of the ingredients. We still contain all of the flavors. We still contain all of the, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is legend. So, hold on. Maybe that's confirmation. Okay, so boom. So Think of the all like that. Think of, and when I say all, I mean God. I mean the all, babes. The all. There is no limit. The limit does not exist to the all, okay? Because it's all. What do you mean? What do you mean? How is it a limit to the all? It's all. It's all things. What do you mean? Limit. What? So, yeah. We quite literally have access to all things, and our mind is like the connection to the pie. It's connection to the all, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to our own mind, yes, you have your own, but you also have a collective mind that you are a part of, because remember, we're all just a spoonful out of that pot of soup I was talking about. So with that collective mind, this could look like the collective mind of your group, your community, your race, your gender. Just to give you a few examples, the collective mind of the female. The females all share a collective mind because we all share that in common. So we all have like a collective mind together as females, whether we know it or not. Men, they have a collective mind as men because they are men, you know what I'm saying? They have that in common, so they have a male collective mind. Certain races, we all have a certain like collective mind that belongs, you know, like that belongs together because we all like experience these things together. But really, we're all just one anyway. We're only like pretending to be separate, if that makes sense. And it's not that we're pretending to be separate, but it's the fact that the all loves and God loves to express itself. It literally wants to express itself through quite literally every possibility that is possible, bro. If it wants to be a black woman, it'll be a black woman. If it wants to be a black man, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to be a black man. I want to be a black woman. I want to be a different type of woman. I want to be a woman with this. I want to be a man with that. I want to be someone that's this. I want to be someone. What is like be like? It's like literally experiencing all possibilities through us, through the vessels that He brought here. That is amazing. So, yeah, and also take poor, take rich. Rich people have a collective mind. They have a, like, you know, collective mindset. It's like a collective, like, entity. Poor people have a collective mindset. Middle class have a collective mindset. I could go on and on and on about how our mind literally exists in many different forms and not just our own mind. You and me have certain collective mindsets that comes from the town that we're from, or, you know, the place that we're from, or the place that we grew up, the schools we went to have a certain collective mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is where it just gets tricky, because it's like, dang, I'm connected to everyone. Slick. If I have this hive mind that is connected to everyone, how do I think the things that I need to think, or have the mental like mindset that I need to have for my good and not for, you know what I'm saying, my detriment type? And this is really when you have to be careful on what it is that you believe to be true and what it is that you want to occupy your mind space in general. Okay, so let's talk about an example, like a real life example. America has a collective mind too. Really, everyone, like, America has one, like, you know what I'm saying, where you live and your environment has a collective mind. Like, it's, and all mind is energy. All is energy, for one, but all mind is energy. It is quite literally unseen energy that we can all feel, that we all know exists. It has its own mental faculties. We all have been blessed with this, but we just can't see it. But that don't mean it don't exist. Hello. So, yeah, I'm telling you, man, that gaseous stage. But yeah, so on real life example, take like American collective hive mind, like in the school system type. I'm pretty sure we all can like relate to this. If you're not American, then I'm pretty sure wherever you at, y'all have y'all own, like, you know, system of way it should look. But most likely, if you were born in America and you were just brought up here, you were taught that you need to go to school, get good grades, you know, do what it is that you need to do, get good grades, do what your parents tell you, go to college, get a job, and then get married, get a house, and then like retire later. That's basically what what they basically just told us. Like, you need to go to school, get you a good paying job, not to mention we're gonna charge you bukus of money to even get an education. So when you do get your job, you're gonna be paying back what you get from your job. You're gonna be paying for the education that you had to get this job. And then life is basically, you know, paying your bills until you get old and all that, and then you can retire when you're like 60, 65. So that's just like it was created, okay? Because it was a possibility. It was created that way because it is solely a possibility. But because we have access to all possibilities, that's not how it has to be. Unless you say that's how it has to be, and then it is. But going back to the principle of polarity, there's always one force. There's always an opposite force for one force. There's always something else for something else. So if that's one truth, then that means that it's another possibility that exists. That means that does not have to be true. They just make it to where it seems like it's your only option of survival. Like, you literally cannot survive without doing it this one way. But babe, polarity, babe, what are you talking about? There's not only just one way. It is, but it's not. But you know what I'm saying? There's not only just one way to. It's not one way to skin a pig. You know, when they used to tell us that, bro, I never understood that. I used to be like, well, how else do you skin a pig? But it's not just one way to do it. So, yeah, with your mind, the collective mind, and certain hive minds, whether that's the hive mind of your race, the hive mind of your gender, the hive mind of the school you went to, where you come from, where you live, and whatever it is. Make sure that you're curating your mental plane to the point where it works for you. Okay? If everybody in your family went through the same thing because they took the same route, and the person before them told them to do this because this is what they did, and the person before them told them to do this because this is what they did, babe, this is quite literally your life, and your mental plane, think of it like a ceiling. It literally tells you, even though there's so many worldly documents that says that you have access to all and that it is a part of you, I feel like sometimes we can forget what we have access to just as humans, and you know, just certain limitations that has been deemed on us, and certain things it's like, no, you can't do that because of this, and you can't do that because of that, and you can't blah, blah, all of that. But your mental plane is quite literally your ceiling. It's how far you know you can go. It's how far you allow yourself to go. And of course, our brain and our conscious mind is going to try its best to keep us safe. But that thing that you can see in your mind, I can't see it because it's for you. But the only reason that you can see it... Ooh, I feel like I got to sneeze. Hold up. Bless me. I'm bad. But yeah, that thing in your mind that you can see, that life that you can see yourself living, the things you can see yourself having, the things you can see yourself feeling, all of that. Do you want to know why you can see that and not us and not nobody else? Even though we are, like, you know, sharing a mind, this doesn't mean that everyone can just see what you're thinking, but it's certain things that only you are meant to live out. Only you are destined to take to the end. You know what I'm saying? Only you are destined to experience certain things. And the only reason you can see that mentally is because it exists for you, bro. You would not be able to see it if it did not. And that is the beautiful thing about the mental plane, because it's just like, dang, where do you think daydreams come from? Where do you think imagination come from? Where do you think all of that comes from, bro? It's real. It's happening right now. Okay? So tap into not only your mental plane to get what it is that you want, but to feel who it is that you want to be. You know, like, how do they react to things? How do they even think about life? How do they even perceive life from a mental standpoint? And also from a mental standpoint, and it being your ceiling. Your ceiling is also okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Anyway, your ceiling also is determined by your self-worth and determined by how much you allow yourself to experience life. If God gave you all of this life and you say, dang, but I can only go to work and come back home. If you think that for yourself, and that's what your like self-worth is calibrated to, that's quite literally all of what you will experience. But your self-worth goes to how you think about yourself, your concept of yourself, your thoughts about yourself. It all really goes down to your thoughts. And this is not to say that all of our thoughts determine our reality, because you definitely, and I know I have, we definitely just thought about some dumb mundane type stuff and we're just like, okay, cool, like, all right. But thoughts like that, it really come from, you know, again, being a part of that collective. Not all thoughts are yours. Not all thoughts came from you. Some of your thoughts came from your parents, came from your teachers, came from your homegirl, your homeboy, the game, the commercial, TV, music. Some of your thoughts just came from other, you know what I'm saying? Other things. But it's like a passing, it's like, oh, it's like you the sky, because you are literally the sky. It's like you the sky, and the thoughts are the clouds. They are the clouds. But you can pick which clouds are yours, which ones are yours. You know what I'm saying? And again, with that self-worth, man, how do you think about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? How do you think about you having the thing that you want? Have you asked yourself that? Like, do you even feel like you're worthy of having the thing? Do you even think that you are worthy of having the thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hope this is landing. This is kind of just all everywhere. It's kind of just coming to me as I'm talking to y'all. But yeah, the principle of mentalism quite literally states that all is from your mind. All that you experience in reality had to start as a thought first. So if you have a certain idea that you want to live out a certain life, and you can feel the thoughts flooding in your mind, you can feel that gaseous stage of like, it's not, you don't know what it all looked like at the end, and that's okay, bro. That's not even our business. Mind your business. Some things are God's business. Some of y'all don't be minding y'all business too enough. I was about to say too much, but mind your business. How, when, and where, that's not your business. Only thing that is your business is what is what it is that you want, and feeling that it is that you know, feeling like it is what you want, and knowing what it is that you want. But the how, when, and where, and how it's gonna show up and all of that's none of your business. Mind your business. So I don't know who need to hear that. I'll tell you, it's all just coming out. But well, dang, where was I even at? Oh yeah, when it comes to the mental plane and holding, you know, just your mental state in the knowing the thing that it is that you want exists, all you have to do is know it. And all you have to do is think like the person that has it. Think towards yourself like you have it. Think towards life like you have it. Think towards others like you have it. This don't mean like to act like sedity or nothing like that, but like, you know, the version of you that has a thing, don't even think about, think about it. The version of you that's rich and has money, do they ever say in their mind that they don't have enough of it? All right then. Okay. That's what I thought. And you can do this to everything. The version of you that experiences love and that is loved and is loved, like, you know what I'm saying, that does the loving and is being loved, do they think like, dang, nobody like care about me, nobody love me, nobody dance, nobody that? Do they even think like that, bro? You need to start thinking like the person that you know you are. You need to start thinking like you know who you think you are. Oh, you know when it's like, oh my gosh, I used to hear this as a kid, and it was just it was like deemed a bad thing, but like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Be exactly who you think you are, because that's what you're doing anyway. Whether you know it in life or not, you are showing up in life as who you think you are. I should have started with that. I wish that came to me earlier. Yeah. If you think you the biggest and the baddest in whatever you doing, all right, who gonna tell you lying? The man who says he can't and the man who says he cannot. Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? All right. So I'm gonna wrap this up. This is getting like 21 minutes, but I'm gonna wrap this up with saying, be, do, and act like exactly who you think you are. And if you don't think you too high, if you don't think you did, I need you to do some rewiring. I need you to pick some weeds out. I need you to really go into your subconscious mind for real. This is hard to do consciously, I'm not gonna lie, because remember, our conscious mind is our masculine mind. Our subconscious mind is more of the feminine. So when you are consciously trying to tell yourself right now, like conscious is when you know you fully up. So if you kind of, I'm good, I'm better, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, it's very easy to just go back into your default programming of not thinking of that. It takes just one little mundane task to get your mind off that, and then it can remind you of like, dang, bro, I'm not enough, or I'm not this, or I don't have this, I'm not, like, you know what I'm saying? But really go like inside yourself on a subconscious level. Sit with yourself, get your rep in. You know exactly what type of rep I'm talking about. You need to sit with yourself, and you need to observe the thoughts that are going past, because remember, you are the sky. You need to observe the clouds that are going past, and all of those, I'm not enough, and I can't get, and I can, and I can't, and I can't do. Yeah, we're not picking those thoughts no more. On the subconscious level, we're not picking those thoughts anymore. But yeah, basically with you choosing on a subconscious level what it is that you're going to accept mentally, on the mental plane, it has to solidate itself on the material plane later on. Okay, I hope all of that landed. It was kind of here, there, here. I was just getting thoughts, here. Say this, tell them that. But yeah, bro, I need you to be exactly who you think you are. If you think you the biggest at whatever it is you do, that means you the biggest. And I need you to be exactly who you think you are from now on. Respectfully, though. But, all right. That really wraps this up. This is fun. All right. To the next.